se fai una guagliona, dirà voglio darti il mio cuore. Scorda tutto e comincia a cantare questo amore, questo amore.
I've strayed, my heart has cried so. My arms long for her tonight. Soon I'll come back to Sorrento. There my loved one will be waiting. She's the only love that I know. Her eyes are
Son rose rosse parlano d'amore e grazie ancora che in questo giorno tu m'hai ricordata, ma se l'amore nostro s'è perduto, perché vuoi tormentare il nostro cuore? In mezzo a quelle rose ci sono
you guys, welcome back to Ottolini Cuisine. Tonight we're doing a super simple dish. It's pasta alla Checca. Traditionally in Italy, it's a raw sauce basically. It's just raw garlic, raw tomatoes, and make sure, as you'll see previous in the video, you take these little cherry tomatoes and you cut them in half. It makes the juice just squeeze right out of them. Marinate that in a little bit of salt and pepper, chopped garlic, fresh basil, and tomatoes, and that's really the sauce. Typically you would just pull the pasta out when it's hot and toss with that completely raw. There's a couple things you can mess around with it. Like I'm adding chicken tonight, so you saw me prepping it, but we've got diced up chicken. I did this in a slightly spicy oil, garlic, and salt and pepper with my big chunks of garlic, and so it doesn't burn. Let's get that back on some high heat now. So it's going. Pasta is cooking. You saw that going in. I did a little prep for you on TV earlier so you can kind of see some of the stuff being prepped, and so we could get to this meal a little bit quicker. Pasta's been in for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, so it might have another 7 minutes, maybe too long for this video to show what we're actually doing. But in the meantime, while that's cooking, chicken is getting pretty well done. I'll go ahead and prep the salad. I'll come to you, don't worry. One of my favorite salads of all time is the most simple arugula salad. Arugula salad, just fresh arugula. Arugula means rocket in Italian, and if you look at the shape of these little guys, they're like little rockets going up into the air. They can go up that way or they can go up that way. Sometimes that leaves the trail, but that's why it's called rocket or arugula. You just get some nice, good, extra virgin olive oil to get her started. And then you just get some nice red wine vinegar to get her rolling in there. You're going to be able to taste test this as you go. The tiniest bit of salt, a little bit of ground pepper, and then fresh Parmesan, Parmigiano. I like the shaved Parmesan. Seems to work some of the best flavor by getting some of those pieces. And then it's just a toss. At the very end, in a few minutes, I'll put a squeeze of lemon in there. But that is it. That makes one of the greatest simple salads. When you're eating salad in Italy, they serve you a little bowl of lettuce, and you've got olive oil, and you've got vinegar, and you've got some salt, and you've got some pepper. And that's all. Many times they'll just put the olive oil and vinegar on each bite. Salads are way too crazy over here. We make these crazy things when the simplicity on the table is just that. So our chicken is about there. Now the pasta, probably just about there. I like to finish the pasta in the sauce. Now I've got the garlic in there. I'm going to show you what I do. Still got a tiny bit of crunch, but always remember, we're ultimately going to finish the pasta in the sauce. So you kind of want that bite. If you cook it all the way done and then put it in the sauce and let the sauce heat it up, you're going to end up with mushy pasta, and that is a God unforgiven sin to overcook your pasta. Just ain't right. One of the classic things that I've learned in Italy is it's really all about the pasta. It's not about the sauce. The sauce is just made so they can kind of change the flavor each night. But when they cook the pasta perfect and you toss it with a little olive oil and salt, really you don't need anything else but Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, if you're going to eat pasta every night, which is not necessarily typical. You want some different flavors. This is a classic summer pasta because normally it's just fresh tomatoes and basil and garlic and olive oil tossed with the warm pasta. But one of the great things in Italy too is their tomatoes are so beautiful and they're so ripe when you get them. We tend to take our tomatoes off too early so they last longer in the supermarket so you can get them home and sit around and then they'll ripen up. So what I do is just little tiny change rather than the total fresh. I'll actually take these and I'll put them in. And it's only because what it does, it's like the Ottolini ripener. Soaked in olive oil, marinated in that salt and pepper, olive oil and basil, and then just a quick toss. And boom, it's off. That's all. They're gonna warm up. It's gonna like a kind of a fake ripening, but then it's gonna release those juices so they become a little tiny bit soft. So when you're eating them, they just explode in your mouth. So I'm gonna say we're good. No reason to overcook this.
I present.
Notice I don't have anything on anymore. Just the heat of this sauce. Right now. Oh, she is really starting. That just got beautiful. It's already got the olive oil. It's got raw garlic in it. It's got lightly cooked garlic. It's got the chicken that's sauteed in there. It's got the tomatoes and the basil and the olive oil and the salt and pepper that's been marinating together for a while. In one of the classic Checcas, you'll find they'll use little mozzarella balls. You can put that in there. That's another way. It's cool. It's got a nice cheesiness to it. Maybe some people will call that the authentic way. But in reality, I like it without it. Because at the very end, what we do is we toss the Parmesan, which is the king of cheeses. Let's call it the queen. And that, all of a sudden, that's all got itself cooked together. You can pour that whole thing. Now that's absolutely ridiculous. Now at this point, I'm going to get my shaved Parmesan. And I'm going to put a little sprinkle of it. Do people do that so it makes it pretty? Well, sure. But if you just let it get in there a tiny bit, that's going to melt yourself in. Then you can go with the prettiness on the top. Then you got cheese in, you got cheese on top. I like to sometimes do a little fresh grind of pepper because pepper is a beautiful thing. And then if you haven't seen this, our own little Naples drizzle. This is one of the greatest little spicy olive oils you can get. You just get a little drizzle across the top of that, and you've got yourself one unbelievable pasta alla Checca with a bit of chicken in it. She is a sweetie pie. You'll notice at the end, we certainly would put a little squeeze of lemon in here. We can do that behind the scenes, but here you go. One of the simplest of dinners, but one of the most flavorful of dinners. Grazie, mille grazie, Ottolini Cuisine with a simple summer pasta piatto. Grazie.